listening to the Budget Overland Podcast, where we talk everything overlanding, have guests on regularly, and even have a bonus show on Mondays called Overland Shenanigans, which it's like it sounds, a bunch of shenanigans. Stick around, see who's on today's episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Budget Overland Podcast. I am your host, Benji. Guys, happy Thanksgiving. This is a day a lot of us probably take for granted, especially with Christmas right around the corner. I'm sure you guys are already sick of the Christmas trees being put up before Thanksgiving. But anyway, guys, that's not what this episode's about today. I just wanted to go through and kind of just say thanks to everyone. I did a collaboration with Snail Trail 4x4 Offroad Podcast, and I'm going to play that today. But I wanted to give thanks to you guys for all the listeners out there, new, old timers, whatever, how long you guys been listening. I appreciate you truly a lot from the bottom of my heart, especially to my Patreon members. I know I don't really push that a whole lot, but I've been doing this now, kind of on my own for almost a full year. I've been doing the podcast thing for almost 2 years. And, I'm really appreciative of everyone. There's a lot of work and a lot of stuff that goes into these things. The podcast part of things is totally different than YouTube. You can go to YouTube and you can see channels out there with 10, 20,000 subscribers and all that stuff. You can't really see anything on the back end side of podcasts unless you know where to look. So if you guys go to Apple, you can search all that stuff. You can kind of see where things are. You could Google it, see where people are ranked. It doesn't really matter to me that much like it used to. Especially in the past, I used to compare myself to other people's podcasts or whatever. I really don't care. I'm having a good time with it. Like I said, I've never really been paid to do the podcast. It's always been out of a passion of mine. Through this overlanding, it's been a fun outlet to reach out to all the multiple guests, guys, that have come on here. There's so many names and people that have been on here, from the big guys to the people who don't even want to be recognized, on social media, but they're out there doing it. And to all my guests out there, it's been fantastic. Just hearing different perspectives on this thing called overlanding. I know we have a good time making fun of Kansas. I love you guys from Kansas. We always poke fun at Jeeps just a little bit, but I love everyone. I love everyone who listens, to each person who has joined the Facebook group, anyone who's met me at the expos or anything, any place that I go and they just come up to me and they're like, hey man, I truly appreciate the podcast. What you're doing is great. I don't get a ton of feedback a lot, and those little compliments every once in a while just really get me. So I'm really thankful for this community, specifically Budget Overland community. It's just been a fun ride. But I do want to give a shout out to all the Patreon members out there. And if you guys want to join, this isn't a pull your shoulder or whatever to twist your arm to go do it, but a special thanks to my BO Patrons. That's what it says at the very bottom of every episode that goes out. Joe G, Wandering Possum, Brandon Dillow, Chad Lansing, Shane Deibert, J.R. Smith, Jimmy Jet from Snail Trail 4x4 Offroad Podcast. That's it, guys. And, you can do $5 a month, $10 a month, $25 a month, whatever you want to do, guys. But I just wanted to come in here and just say thanks from the bottom of my heart before we get into this Christmas season. I truly am blessed to have such a good listener base and a great community. And before we get into today's episode, which you guys need to go check out Snail Trail 4x4 Offroad Podcast. They've got a more serious show. Sometimes I say that jokingly because those guys actually know their stuff. They know what they're doing. I'm just a puppet, and I'll have guests on every once in a while to kind of share their knowledge. I'm all about having a good time, and that's exactly what we do on this show. Guys, have a Merry Thanksgiving. That's right, I said Merry Thanksgiving. Have a very Merry Thanksgiving and a Happy New Year. Whatever, I'm screwing this all up. But don't forget, guys, there's a big Black Friday sale going on all over the internet. And Budget Overland's no exception. We're going to do one at budgetoverlandportal.com. Everything in the store is 30% off. And if you spend, I'm limiting it to the first 20 people that spend over $20 there. They're going to get a free bonus sticker. And it's, I think it's overlanding. It's like backpacking, but with wheels. So anyway, patches are going to be, everything's 30% off. So go over there. You could probably spend $20 and get quite the haul. That's going to go through Cyber Monday. So we're going to launch this tomorrow, Black Friday, and it's going to end Monday night. So you got 4 days to go over there and find a cheap stocking stuffer or something for yourself. And everything, all the proceeds from that go right back into this show, guys. So appreciate your support again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving. And I'll see you back here Monday for shenanigans. All right, guys, let's get into today's episode.
Oh, welcome back, ladies, gentle ladies, boys, kiddos, doggos, campers, off-roaders, hunters, hikers, all the fun people out there that love enjoying outdoor recreation. We have another gentleman here who loves to outdoor recreate, who's been on the show before, professional podcaster extraordinaire, Benji from Budget Overland. How you doing, buddy?
I am fantastic, fellas. Thanks for having me back on. That means we did something right the last time.
Yeah,
maybe,
right.
Not unless you're just down at the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Well, actually, we asked like 15 other people to do this episode, and they all said no. So we're like, oh, we'll call Benji.
Sure. He's a yes guy. He always says yes.
You weren't supposed to tell him that.
Sorry. We'll edit that out. Nobody will know.
Yeah.
Oh man, and of course we have Jimmy here as well today. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
As always, you're never bad. So
well, I can't have a bad day when I'm just sitting down and recording with friends, you know?
Right. Goofing off.
Yes.
That's a cool hat there you got, man. Where'd you get that at, Benji?
Toyota dealership. This one came out. I've got like probably 10 different Toyota hats they always come out with. And I think this one was their 2021 hat because they'll come out with them seasonally and throw them out there. So
wow.
Yeah, it's a
you
sweet
always got to
little...
be checking the store. Yep.
Yeah, you make your annual trip to the dealer and get your hat.
You were wearing a TRD one on some podcast or some promotion thing you did, and the majority of the comments on Instagram were like, "Where'd you get that hat? I want that hat."
Right,
it wasn't anything involved with your podcast. They were just commenting on the hat. Yeah,
that's funny.
Well, nice, man. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I know that's coming up here less than a week away, or I guess a week from when we're recording, but less than a week when this airs. Any fun plans for the holiday here?
No, not necessarily. Well, actually, I take that back. We're going on a Friendsgiving trip this weekend.
Oh, cool.
We're going to meet up down in Arkansas with some other guys that they've got some YouTube channels and stuff, but it's more or less just getting together. We're going to set up camp somewhere. We have no idea where. We're just going to show up, set up a huge table and have a feast. Baker Overland's kind of putting this thing on. So he's going to deep fry a turkey in the middle of the woods somewhere.
Nice.
So that's going to be cool. But as far as Thanksgiving Day, we really don't do a whole lot. We're just going to go to my wife's side of the family. We always go to her grandparents for a couple hours, and then that's it.
Nice. That's I think Jimmy on Thanksgiving goes around to 5 different places.
No,
4?
That's Christmas.
Oh, it's Christmas. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Thanksgiving is always my mother's side.
I can relate towards Christmas.
Yeah, man.
Christmas, that changes. But for Thanksgiving, we're just like, it is what it is. Yeah. Christmas is
my
a bigger
family,
deal.
my side of the family only has one major celebration, and it's Thanksgiving. And we do like more of an what do they call it? A Thanksmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we do
nice.
Christmas presents and Thanksgiving at the same time for the most part. And then when for Christmas, it's like everybody has having a get together and everybody wants to see the kiddos and so it's chaos.
Yeah. Nice. Well, cool, man. We invited you over here on this episode to do our annual gift guide. So this is kind of always a fun episode where Jimmy and I love doing it because we get to help people spend money and give them ideas on how to spend money, right? It's one of our favorite pastimes is spending other people's money. So the way that we kind of normally do this, I think Jimmy's explained it to you, but we like to do an under 20, right?
I did under 25.
Okay, 25, 20.
But actually, my items are under 20, so that works for me. Perfect. Either way.
So under 20, under 50, under 100, over 100, and then unlimited.
Yep.
So we got those kind of 5 categories there, 1 to 2 items per category. And it's going to be fun because Jimmy and I pretty much end up seeing eye to eye on a lot of items, but there are a lot of stuff that have to do with pretty much like working on a vehicle, usually working on a vehicle or what could be a handy tool while rock crawling or something like that. So it's going to be fun to have you on because you're more ingrained in the overland side of stuff. And you, I guess, are more ingrained in the gadgety stuff with off-roading. And so I'm really curious see the items that you come up with that for your list here. So
it was challenging because most of this gear I already have. So like going back for reference, for under 25 or whatever, the inflation part kind of put a damper in my list. So I was like, crap, what else, can I replace it? Because I was trying to like get real close. So if something's like $25.99, well, that's under the 50 to me. I'm not going to round up anyway, it was a little bit of a challenge.
I'm really looking forward to hearing about the budget side of, your list, from the budget overland gentleman here.
Absolutely.
That sounded
everything's
better.
budget minded.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. We were just earlier off air, we were talking about Jeff Bezos days, pretty much what we're calling it. But everything from my list you can get off Amazon, minus the very last one, which is just
the unlimited
fake world, whatever. Yep.
Yeah.
Daddy's going to town on that one.
Right. I think all of us are.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, shall I start us off with I have under 25. My items are under 20 as well for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
My first item on the list is glue tread adhesive packs. So,
the actual glue itself.
The glue itself.
That's a good one.
Because the glue has an expiration date for the most part, which we've learned.
Really?
Yeah. And so the rubber side of things would never really expire, but the glue actually dries up in a year and a half. So these, it's a 3-pack and it's $5.95.
Yeah.
So totally stocking stuffer idea for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding little, gift out here. So they are available on Amazon and on their website, I believe so. And I think we should also preface that I'll throw most all these links, whatever I can find, they'll be down in the show notes. So that's my first one.
Yeah. I'll go next, I guess. My first one is the one that Jimmy gives me shit for every year. Consumables.
So broad.
I did. I went back and listened to y'all's last year's episode so I can kind of get an idea, and that was for sure the first one out of your mouth.
Every year, because I go through and anything to work on a vehicle or stuff you might use, zip ties, like 120 pound zip ties. I don't want to buy 120 pound zip ties, but if somebody buys them for me, hell yeah, that's a score. Grinding discs, flapper discs, cutting wheels, Dremel cutting wheels. I used a bunch of those this year. I'm like out now. I just realized yesterday, the day before. Welding supplies, so welding wire, MIG wire, tungsten, or rods for TIG welding, stick rods for the Premier welder. I go through a lot of consumables throughout the year, and kind of Christmas time is when I throw them into my Christmas lists for the family so I can get restocked on them all.
That's not a bad idea for sure.
Yeah. Little annoying things that are easy to keep a big inventory of that I try and get once a year during Christmas. So
nice. My grandpa used to always give us one pair of tube socks and a can of WD-40 every year.
Did he
one
deliver?
Pair of tube socks.
Was the can in the tube sock?
No, it was in our stocking, funny enough. But every year, you can guarantee it, so
nice.
That's funny.
What do you got there under 25?
This is where the Overlander comes out, a poop shovel.
Okay.
Is it just a tiny shovel? Or is it brown?
Yeah, just one of those little, well, over time. I'm just joking. We'll just let you use your imagination on that. So anyway, what's funny at camp, if you've never pooped in the woods, that there's nothing greater than going on a hillside. But anyway, responsibly. So what's funny is like the first, at our camp, we typically camp with 3 to 5 different rigs or whatever. And so my poop shovel is on one of those quick fist release deals. So people come up, they grab mine, whatever. So now it's a communal poop shovel, which is fine.
As long as they wash their hands.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
But don't wash the shovel.
Which actually leads,
We'll pee on the shovel. Just joking. People are like, I don't recall doing this with you, Benji.
I've said it on the podcast before, but I don't know if you've ever heard it, but I hold the record out of my college group of friends for going to the bathroom at the highest elevation.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's an accomplishment.
13,800 feet or something like that.
That would take your breath away.
Is that outdoors or in a bathroom?
No, that was outdoors on Mount Shasta.
So I'm pretty sure I've gone at 14,000 feet, but it was in a bathroom.
In an airplane?
No.
Oh.
There's a bathroom up on top of one of the passes in Colorado.
Oh, on Pikes
Like a
Peak,
little
there's a
visitor
bathroom up
center.
at the top there.
Yeah.
It's 14.1 or
So
something.
like, does that count if you're going in a bathroom at 14,000 feet, or does it have to be outdoors?
Yeah. I don't know. I think
the
outdoors.
world needs to know, Jimmy. What's the rule on this?
No matter how you go to the bathroom, though, you do need some wipes to clean yourself up, and wipes are my second item on the list. I like the Sea to Summit extra large ones. They are not just the standard 8x6 size; they're 20 by 8.
Oh my gosh,
they're massive.
Yeah, you could almost reuse those.
Yes,
Waste not how you wipe, maybe. But yeah, they're.
It depends on which way you fold your quarter.
Yeah. An 8-pack is $14, but they're massive and they're really good. Actually, that was a suggestion from the assistant because she actually liked them for doing her waterless baths, horror baths. She calls them.
Yeah, that's actually a good one. I get a pack of, I think it's 100 of them, the big ones.
Yeah,
and they're about 14 by 14, 16 by 16, something like that. And they're for at Home Depot, and they're like $11.99 for a pack.
Oh, wow.
But they're designed for like grease and oil.
Oh.
So they're amazing for cleaning up after you've worked on a vehicle on a trail or been laying in the dirt or moved, stacked a bunch of rocks for people or something. Your hands are just filthy. I use them for that all the time. I don't think they're like ingestion safe.
Yeah. You wouldn't wipe your baby with it.
I won't wipe the baby with it, but I clean off all my pots and pans with them. Yeah. So,
oh wow,
just give them a rinse.
Yeah, I'm like, it cooks next time, so it'll cook off anything that's bad for you, right?
I'm not eating off of your pots and pans ever again.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, noted.
Next on my list is a USB-C headlamp. USB-C rechargeable headlamp. I end up having at least one or two of these in every single vehicle that I own. And since I got the 350, I realized I need to buy another set because I'm moving them back and forth between like the Bronco and the 350 now, which was in the 150.
I follow you, but so you didn't have one in the Bronco or one in the 350. So you've taken the one out of the 150.
Yes, and it now floats between. Yeah.
Okay, so you need another one.
So I need another two.
What about the one that was in the 150?
That goes to the Bronco.
So I'm so confused.
Okay, don't worry about it. Anyways, USB-C headlamps. They're awesome. They're like $15 on Amazon. There's ones that are motion censored, which I found has its uses at nighttime when your hands are full and you need to turn a light on. You can just put it on motion sensor. The problem though is I didn't realize it had a motion sensor when I bought it. And I would turn it on and then I would turn it off unexpectedly because something moved in front of my head, or like bugs would come around. It would measure one of the bugs moving as the motion sensor and it would shut off the headlamp while I'm trying to use it. And I'm like, why is this thing broken? And then I realized it was a motion sensor. So, but you can have either full on or motion sensor.
Cool.
And those are, I think, $15 on Amazon. So
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. My next one is a tool roll bag. And that's primarily anytime I don't take all the things. I just kind of take what I need. So I've got like a little plug kit in mind, kind of the wrenches that I need. I always carry 10 through 22 half-inch driver set with my impact. So any of the little stuff I can handle and the big stuff. And if I need more than that, I'm probably pretty screwed. So, and I know the guys I go with take a lot of stuff too. So
nice.
You rely on others. That's usually what I do.
I do, for food and everything.
Do you have a brand for the tool roll that you enjoy?
This one it's not necessarily enjoy, it was in my budget. This one's like $17 on Amazon. It's kind of a canvas. It's got the metal zippers. I've had mine for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I've beat the heck out of it, thrown it on, dirt and all sorts of rocks and concrete and stuff, and it's held up pretty good, not too bad.
What's the Morphlate tool roll? Or
$40.
$40?
Yep.
All right. That's in the next.
This one's
next
got,
category.
It's pretty small. It's got like five pouches, I guess.
Okay.
So
yeah, there's a bunch of different versions out there. I bought a super cheap one a long time ago, and all the zippers stopped working eventually. And I was like, all right, time to upgrade. but it sounds like you have a good one out there. Sounds good. All right. Anybody else have something under $25? No? Okay.
Nope.
You guys all stuck to the rules. Good job.
This time.
Yeah, I know. Tyler last time had like 7 things under $100 or something like that.
Oopsies.
All right, moving on. Under $50. My first one is a heated mattress pad.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yes, we on this side of the camera love our like lithium cubes or battery backup setups, and then we connect up some heated mattress pads to those and run them during the cold nights, and it's a game changer. Now the assistant does not mind going out in cold weather, as we can heat that bed up before she jumps in, and that's a joy for me because now she gets to come out more often. I personally didn't. I mean, it's really nice and comfortable, but I didn't care if like things needed to be warmed up. But now that the assistant is willing to come out more often, that's a big bonus. There's a bunch of them online for all different sizes. They range, depending on whatever size mattress you have. But I have a full in my rooftop tent, and they come in right around $49.99.
Oh, wow.
My next one, and under 50, is one of my new favorite things, proof syrups.
Oh, yeah.
So, are you familiar with the proof syrups, Benji?
I've not had any, but I've heard you boys talking about them the last few episodes.
Yeah, they are fantastic. So, yeah, man, they're what, $35 a bottle?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right around there, $35. So, awesome things and awesome stuff, and make some really good, high quality old fashions for not having to carry all the ingredients yourself of an old fashioned.
Nice.
And they got a bunch of other options there too. So, the classic mixer drinks is what they carry. So, yeah, proof syrup, $35.
They've got all kinds now. They have like Sazerac, Palomona.
The Sazerac was awesome.
The Sazerac's
It was
pretty good.
You don't like Sazerac,
I
though.
don't. I don't like black licorice flavor.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? Yesterday we went to Monk's, and the assistant ordered a Sazerac, and she did 50%, one shot cognac and one, not cognac. What was it? It was rye whiskey and the French one. I forget. I totally butchered it. She did what the guy said. Yeah.
Oh.
The guy from Proof Syrup said. And it was actually very tasty.
Okay.
I liked it better because it was a little sweeter. It brought more sweetness to the drink over a bunch of rye.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Making me thirsty, and it's only 12 o'clock my time.
It's past 12. You can start.
No.
Yep.
No, I better not. Don't tempt me with a good time on a Thursday afternoon.
You can't drink all day unless you start in the morning, Benji.
God, that gives me horrible flashbacks. Mine, I've got, this one came in closer to $30. So let's say you could buy 2 for 50. These little Bluetooth speakers, me and my wife, we've got 2, and we've had these things for like 7 years. You can't kill them. They're Anchor brand, and they're off Amazon. And what's funny, like, it's kind of an inside joke with me and my buddies. Anytime we show up to camp or something, if I've had a couple of little drinks, I like to play Hispanic music really loud for no reason, just to throw people off. So, like, imagine you're at this like Mexican restaurant and the music they play there. That's what I do, but I just crank it up as loud as I can, and they're like, "What the heck are you playing?" But that's my thing, and I always like music. So, like, even if we're at a campfire and we're all talking, I'll at least turn it down, have some nice jams in the background. So,
yeah,
I like something like that's pretty nice to have.
Yeah, are those speakers, can they connect to each other so you can get like stereo out of them?
I think you can. I'm not sure. I've never done that. I think you could even like pair at the same time, maybe. I'm not sure. But they put out, we carry 2 just for backup, if we can't charge it or something.
Okay.
So, we could charge one during the day, and we guarantee we'll have one already charged. So
nice.
I guess that's why we have 2. I'm not sure why. Maybe we lost one time.
Yeah. Or you thought you did. Yeah. The next one on my list is Shady Rays, the sunglasses that Tyler and I both have now. Yeah. They come in at $54, but right now they're doing a 30% off. So they are under $50. The benefit of these sunglasses is they pretty much offer free replacements, though I think Tyler just looked into it. It's $15 shipping.
Yeah.
So I don't know how free that is anymore. It used to be cheaper than that, though you can replace it, I think 2 times.
You get 3 total units. So you get your first one, then you have 2 replacements.
Yeah. So you get 1 pair of sunglasses for roughly $50, and then you can get another replacement pair for more or less $15 after that. And for no questions asked, you just like, I need another pair, and you fill out their little form and they send you out another pair.
Do you have to send the old ones back?
No,
I'm assuming not.
No.
So why don't you just pay the $15 and say, hey, just go ahead and send me both my pairs, to save on shipping?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
You
Probably wouldn't work.
Or give them $30 and just give me all 3 of my sunglasses now.
Just nip them in the bud.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun.
I was wearing mine around the other day, and I got a big old scratch down the front of it that just goes right in front of where my eye is, and I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I need another pair.
Yeah,
and I threw that one into another rig that I drive occasionally. Now I pretty much have a different pair of sunglasses in every rig because
nice.
I can get these sunglasses. So yeah, they're normally $54, but even if you just wait on their website for a hot second, it'll flash up with a discount code for you. So good deal to get some decent sunglasses.
Sweet.
My next one is a little niche. So I have 2, one that's for universal and one that's for kind of niche, right?
Okay. So you're breaking the rules on this one?
I'm breaking the rules.
Oh, Tyler.
I'm going rogue. So my niche one is trailer TPMS sensors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're you can find them under $25 on Amazon, but I found that the one so far, I've had 2 different sets. The first one I got was like literally $15 or $17, something like that. And it only lasted a few months. And now I'm on to a second set, and it seems to be lasting a lot better, has a lot better connectivity with the sensors back at the trailer. And that one, it was $35 to $40, somewhere around there. So a little nicer quality, but it's TPMS sensors for a trailer. If anybody out there is towing a trailer, whether it's a camping trailer, a vehicle towing trailer, whatever it is, being able to know the temperature and pressure of your trailer tires while you're driving lets you know 90% of what can go wrong with a trailer while you're towing. So
yeah, that's
those
cool.
things are awesome.
I never knew that those existed.
Yeah, they're really cool. They just screw right onto the valve stem. So you don't have to debeat or do anything. You just screw them onto the valve stem. It can sense the pressure and everything from there. It's really neat. And they don't have to be used for trailers, right? Yeah. If you have an older vehicle that doesn't have TPMS sensing devices available into that vehicle, you can use it for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's my niche one.
I'll look into those.
Yeah. And my universal one is coffee tea bags.
Oh.
Okay.
So I ran across the coffee tea bags out at Overland Expo, P&W.
I don't remember these
when we were there.
Okay.
It's literally it's a tea bag, but it has coffee in it instead of tea.
Okay. Yeah.
And so you just put it into your cup and then pour hot water in there and let it seep.
Sure.
And then you have coffee. And they're, I think, a pack of 24 tea bags, whatever it is. It was around $30. So
nice.
Something like that.
Are they reusable, or do you just not want to deal with that?
And you can use them twice. I wouldn't let it dry out and try and reuse them, but yeah, you can probably make 2 cups out of them, and it just gets thinner and thinner coffee as you make them as you reuse them.
It's not open. You can't open it and put new coffee in.
Correct. Yeah, it's just a
preset.
It's a preset pouch like a tea bag. So you open up the carrying bag and take the pouch out, throw it in a cup, and pour water in there.
Nice.
And you just let it sleep for a few minutes. Yeah. So.
Very cool. This one's going to come out of left field for you because you're going to scratch your heads, but this one's a trapper hat.
Yeah. Yeah. What? What is that?
We're scratching our heads over here.
It's like those, folks, I'm from Missouri, so whatever
Missouri?
that means. So it's Missouri. It's those goofy fur hats people put on. They go down, they cover up your ears. Okay. And then for me, like, because I like winter camping a lot, and for us, it can get down in the teens, sometimes down to 0, but pretty much our whole winter is the teens and the nights, and then during the days, like in the 40s. So I always wear that, especially when I'm camping in my tent, because I'll just snap the little chin thing together, the ear covers things. and I'll sleep all night. It helps really keep your body temperature warm. So as stupid as it is, I've been using it for years. I love it. That's my staple around camp. People make fun of me, but I stay warm.
Those are actually awesome. I had one when I was in high school. I don't remember when it was.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Actually.
it explains a lot. That I loved wearing. But what I would do is I would pull the flaps up so that it was kind of like hanging off away from the head when I got too hot. But those things are warm. That would be that's actually a great idea. I never thought about bringing that back for winter camping and keeping your head warm at night.
Actually, I was thinking the exact same. Normally I wear a beanie, right?
Yeah.
But that's a level up for sure.
Oh, level up, man. Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
And you have another one over there, Benji, or are you done?
I don't.
Okay. Tyler, you got 5 more?
Done.
Are you
I'm
sure?
done on that one.
All right. All right, moving into under $100 now, under $100. The first one on my list is a small camping table, something that you can pack up really tight, easy to pack up and put away. Those kinds that kind of roll up are really nice. There's a wide variety of these out there. They range from like $50 to $100. I like the Camp King one. It just has some pouches underneath. It allows you to store things once you set up camp. It just giving you that way you can have more or less a clean table or always have chips and salsa on it, which I enjoy. That one runs right around $99, but it's nice to have another surface out there besides a Snail Armor tailgate panel, right? To have another flat surface out there to prep with or move it close to the campfire and put drinks on it when you're sitting around. You know, it's just nice to have another easy movable table.
Yeah, I agree. That one is nice. Having your little camp table around, it gets used all the time.
It really does. Yeah.
Yeah. My next one for under 100 is the clock, the inclinometer clock from Sol Function from Lee Lim.
Okay. I just got one.
Oh, you did too?
Yep.
Oh man, they're amazing. I haven't installed mine yet. I have a new fan switch coming in so that I rip up my dash once and put it all in, but I've installed it in my dad's truck and it's such a nice friggin' thing. So if you have a second gen 4Runner, I think it fits in first gens, anything that uses that square clock from the early gen Toyotas, I think third gen 4Runners use it as well. First gen Tacomas, it fits right in that space, and Lee makes a little bezel for all the different fitments. So it's $100, I think, from Lee with everything to install it, and then you can sell your clock for $200, so you make a profit on it. So
yeah. So I had a first gen or a second gen 4Runner, but like it seems like with the third gens also, like once the colder temperatures or whatever, it messes with the solder or something. So it's like a lot of, it's not as bad as the second gens, but like it's a thing. You know, people always talk about, oh, my clock decided to work today. But, you know, I've got one I've already pulled from a parts rig just because I know the rarity. I've never had an issue with the clock in my buggy. It's got 320,000 miles on it.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with my clock either, but this one that Lee has is a inclinometer, GPS speed, clock.
That's crazy.
So it'll tell you with the inclinometer pitch and roll. It'll tell you your GPS location as well. Let's see, what else does it do? It does a bunch of little things. So it's a neat little nice replacement for just a basic clock in the Toyotas.
Cool.
Yeah.
And
I've never heard of it. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, for what we do on the rock crawling side, it's always fun to see what angle am I actually at right now.
Yep.
Right.
When do I actually roll over?
I like whenever you guys talk about, this is going off a little subject, but whenever you guys talk about overlanders, you're like, yeah, the Forest Service roads, and they're just dodging sticks pretty much in little puddles.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh no,
I was on a 35-degree angle the other day. I don't know. Anyway.
Did you have one of those inclinometer things? How'd you know that?
I just stuck my finger out and got it wet. Yep, that's 30 degrees. Hold the beer can out. No, that's another rule. I don't drink in trail. I know a lot of guys in the off-road world like to do that. I don't, because I got to drive home.
Drink at camp.
Drink at camp.
Yep. That's a reward when you get to camp. My little pick is these little ox beam 3.5-inch circular ditch lights that I've been rocking now for over a year. And it's hard to find a decent, ditch light that's under like $200 that's good quality. And these things, sometimes you have to take them apart and put a little silicone in there and, seal it up a little better. But these things have been pretty good. And they're amber in color, and they're like 5,000 lumens. And I've not had any issues with them. I kind of like them.
Nice. I'm very mixed. I have very mixed feelings about ditch lights because I don't like the fact that they block some of your view. Right.
Oh, mine are out of my sight. I forget what brand I have, but some mount on like the A pillars. Mine's on the hood mounts. So I forget what brand it is, but they're a lower profile.
Oh.
And they don't look stupid on, like, sometimes you'll see them, they're real big and they're running like the 4-inch squares and all that stuff. This one, for me at least, it's kind of more of a subtle look.
Cool.
And I only use it for like A, looks, because it looks killer. But like B, I hate driving at night, and I'll shine them down just a little bit to where, if there's a stick or something like a tree, it'll show that reflection real easily.
So you can drive around that.
Drive around the stick on the flash road.
That way you gotta dodge those sticks, man. They come out from nowhere. The pine cone needles are the worst, though.
Gotcha there.
Dang it.
Watch out for the little pebbles too. Those things slow you down.
4 low, ready to go.
Nice. All right, under $100, I've got the Gear Wrench Screw Extractor Set, which is a fantastic little kit. I like the 10-piece kit. It comes with the actual size drill bits that you need. And these are great for some of the smaller bolts and screws out there. If you like break the head off and you need to actually extract the shaft of the screw or bolt, these are fantastic. Those come in at $46. So to level it up to that $100 mark, I want to pair this with the 2-piece impact screwdrivers from Gear Wrench, which actually have a mechanism on the inside of the handle of the screwdriver. So when you smack it, it actually forces a turn that happens from the head of the screwdriver. So if you pair those two together, hopefully you should be able to solve any small bolt or small screw problem that you have out there.
Mm-hmm. That's a good combo.
Yeah.
Those are nice. My next under 100 is following Benji's lead, a 20-inch light bar.
Oh, okay.
So it's the LED co-light. I have a couple of their pod lights for chase set up as chase lights in the back, and also camp lights, so I can turn them on instead of camp at nighttime. And I've been amazed as to how much light those things put out. And so they're running a Black Friday special, and they have 20-inch light bars down around $60 right now. And they put out 17,000 lumens with flood spot combos.
Dang.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. I'm going to be picking one up for sure for myself, because I don't like my laser one that I have on the front of the 4Runner right now. But yeah, $60 for a 17,000 lumen.
That's crazy.
20-inch light bar. So
nice. My next deal for under $100 is the NOCO jump boxes, battery jump boxes.
Oh, that's a good one.
I've used mine a lot, primarily because you could charge it during the day if you're driving, but like at night, you could charge your cell phone. There's a light built into it. I always throw it up my rooftop tent, so I could charge my phone at night. It's not very big. So that's right at $100.
Yeah, those are great.
There's different sizes, but that one's more of the car, smaller truck size.
Yeah, those are fantastic. And if you need to, you can jump and charge a vehicle, so that it could be a saver.
That too.
Lifesaver for the pack instead of charging phones and all. But yeah, I think we all have one of those for sure.
That's good to have. Better than cables, in my opinion.
Yep. But cables are always reliable, where the battery might have been worn out.
Here's a story I might have told you, but we've jumped trucks before. My buddy was airing up his truck and he shut it off, and his auxiliary battery, I think he was trying to show off a little bit. It wasn't charged, so he couldn't charge his primary battery. So anyway, I always carry like baling wire, and I don't know what gauge this was, but we jumped his truck using baling wire.
Wow. Wow.
It was super cool. We've got it on video too.
Yeah.
Right. But like my buddy held the negative, I held the positive, and we just kind of crossed our fingers and we're like, hey man, if we like start pulsing or something, jump out and just kick us and make sure we're not touching anything. But yeah, that worked. True story.
Wow. That's crazy.
Did the wire get hot?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it just took one touch, like one hit, it went.
Oh, okay.
It's not like we had to try it over and over. So we were holding it. I don't know. Whatever the gauge of baling wire. Yeah, not very long.
Got it. I was like, so you did start convulsing. That's why you didn't remember. But yeah.
And I've got rods in my back too. So I was a little scared. I was a little on edge.
Oh, dang.
So,
well, are they titanium?
We survived. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. I just let them do whatever to me.
Sometimes that's a smart move.
Yeah.
$1 million. Oh, you've got a medical degree? Here you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
Any other under 100 items? Looking at you, Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not the only one that
Tyler
broke
can go
rules.
first if he's got one.
Okay.
So that was a trap also.
My last under 100 is the trunk. I forget what it's called. The trunk from Step 22. Step 22, they make gear bags.
Okay.
And they have it's called the trunk bag. I forget the exact name of it. It's something trunk. And it's awesome. I have 5 of them, I think, for all my recovery gear, spare parts, tools, welding gear, all that stuff is in those bags. And it makes them awesome because they have a grab handle on every side of the bag, all 6 sides of the bag.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can just throw them and stack them in the back of your rig. And then you need one out, you just grab it by the grab handle, pull it out from underneath the bottom of all the others. They've been fantastic. I'm moving over all my storage in the rig to those trunk bags right now. So
nice.
And they're, I think, $85 or $90 per bag. So
Benji's taking notes over here.
My third one is a Coleman oven. You guys ever baked at camp before?
I have, but using a Dutch oven, not one of the Coleman ovens. I've been eyeballing them.
They're just fun. There's nothing really spectacular about them other than they're kind of fun. You know, you can go down the frozen food aisle and grab some food and like a pizza or something, like a smaller pizza. You can cook it in there. Chicken nuggets, whatever you want. So
nice.
Dino bites.
Dino bites. There's been a recall on those, by the way, boys. Check your freezer.
Crazy. Thanks, Dyson.
Have you ever used one of those 12 volt camp ovens? It's more almost like an air fryer than it is an oven, I think. But yeah, there's little 12 volt ovens.
Yeah, Lee uses it.
Lee uses one. Well, yeah, he uses it's like a warmer.
Right.
His is like a warmer. So there's an actual ones that are actual ovens, 12 volt ovens, and it's like a toaster oven.
Okay.
That you would have on your counter, right?
What's the difference from what Benji's talking about?
That's what I'm trying. I think is this the heating element is a 12 volt heating element rather than a propane Coleman.
Right. Mine, you just sit on a stove or something. But that's funny because this last weekend we went camping and my buddy had one of those electric griddles.
Oh,
and it was drawing like 1,300 watts, like for 40 minutes straight. And it took I don't know what the power station he had. And it took it from like 80% down to like 10% in no time. I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah, I use those in my camping trailer, but I have 300 amp hours of lithium batteries hooked up to it as well. So I have a dual burner, electric burner griddle thing in there. And they pull with both of them on. It's about 1,800 watts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We got our breakfast. So that's all that mattered.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, Tyler, you got another one under 100?
I do.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
Oh my God.
I was going to say, me too. Just kidding.
Do you?
No. I mean, I could. That's a pretty sweet spot, though. I mean, $100 unless you can get those hardcore rock light or those little lights. You guys seen those? HARDKORR lights.
Hardcore lighting.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The 4 packs. You got different settings on it. I love those because on Amber, I always leave those out on my stuff. So, you know, as I got to take a couple bathroom breaks in the middle of the night, I always just leave those things illuminated, and you get I think 9 or 10 hours out of them on Amber.
So they're rock lights. What are they? What do you mean?
Hardcore lights. My bad. HARDKORR lights. Yeah. So they're like magnetic. They're the USB-C chargeable.
Yeah. Interesting. So they're standalone lights in a 4-pack and magnetic, and they're amber, and so they last 9 to 10 hours and USB-C rechargeable. Interesting.
Yeah, just on the amber setting, you've got full on bright. You've got like a dim. You could do. I think there's a distress flash also built in amber, and like for my back hatch on the one, if I'm cooking or going through my drawers, I just attach it to anything metal, it'll stick, or it's got one of those little elastic deals on the back. You could put it around one of your ladder rungs or anything like that.
Cool.
That's super handy. Having lights that you can move around to places that kind of cover an area that are movable, right? And portable. That's a really nice thing to have when you're out camping. So,
and they're bright. I mean, so they're not just, annoying. There's a lot of annoying stuff.
Yeah. I have a little
Smaller
solar
lights.
charger and light that's just this little camp lantern, and I leave it underneath my rooftop tent all the time. And so I usually orientate it so that it can charge during the day, and then once night falls, I turn it on so that it always illuminates the ladder area of the rooftop tent so that you can go up and down it. But sounds like something like this would be a great solve for that as well. And plus you get a few more out there, so you can move them, put one in the tent, put one out by where you're cooking or whatever. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I have little ones that are kind of that concept from Wagon Tech.
Yeah.
But they're not amber. And I would really like for nighttime, just like what you're saying, just keep it up at camp. It's a low light kind of thing to have light when you wake up in the middle of the night. That's a nice feature. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Can I move on to over 100 now, boys?
I guess.
You both sighed at the same time.
It was only 3 each.
I only had 2. I stuck to the rules.
What did Tyler call you the other day? JJ or J Daddy or J Baby?
Ooh, J Daddy. That's a good one.
I don't know. I have so many nicknames.
Put that in your arsenal.
You can call me that anytime you want.
Okay, good.
Are we even recording? Is this thing even recording?
Yeah.
Or is this practice?
Yeah, we are. Definitely.
You guys don't do full episode practices like I do?
We've done that once, and that we were like, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
You're like, that was the best ever. Now it's recorded.
Yeah, that sucked. All right, over $100. I'm going to go out there and say it before anybody else does. The Devos Light Ranger.
Yeah,
I did not.
I didn't have it on my list, but that is a good one.
Neither one of you?
No, I did not.
Wow.
I figured you would after you said something maybe. So you mentioned, I was like, all right, he's going to drop that one. So no, Devos hands down is the best camp light ever. It's just so convenient. I've had mine for almost 3 years now. We've got, I think, between me and my wife, we own like 6 of them, maybe 7, maybe 6.
Wow.
But we buy them for like, she's got events she does. So it works perfect for her events. For me, I always like to take 2 when I'm camping in case one dies. I'll take one of the poles. But
sounds like I
have one at my shop I use. Yeah.
Yeah. On your list, you need to add the light or the solar panel for yours.
Yeah. See, I don't get a lot of sun though, because we don't, like, some people wheel all day and then they'll get to camp at like 2 or 3. Like, we'll get there and there might be like an hour left of daylight. So it's like long-term charging is not really an option for me.
Got it.
Now, some guys like to base camp and do stuff like we're always moving. We all get pretty stir crazy if we're not doing something. Some guys like to just go and sit at camp. We're not like that. And I've gone with people that do, but the solar thing, I would imagine it'd take a few hours to top it off.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know what the stats are on it. Yeah.
It's a good idea though.
But it's a fantastic light. I mean, and I just bought, because you had Devos a deal on your guys' show. Why don't you pitch that real quick and tell our listeners what you got going over there?
Well, so for each month, I've started this back in August. For guys that don't know, budgetoverlandportal.com, you can sign up for free, and we try to partner with companies each month to give listeners or people in the community discounts. So Devos partnered with us last month, and they had, they've got more than just lights at their stores. So they were doing like deals on everything. So that's really fun to try to get people deals, I guess. So if you want to sign up, it's absolutely free. Let's go over to budgetoverlandportal.com and sign up.
Yeah, there you go. So last month I bought their different light lenses colors. So now I have a red, a yellow, and an amber lights, or that I can put these little filters on and it'll change the color of the Devos light instead of it just being the bright white. So that's,
to me, that was just brilliant that they did that.
Yeah.
And the motion sensor thing too. Have you tried one of those?
No, I have not.
There's different sensitivities. This is so bougie, but there's so many different sensitivities that you could put on this thing. And we tested it out last weekend. It was fun while you're walking around setting up camp, but once you sat down, it was kind of annoying because then just like every once in a while it just kick on. But that was just because we had like 4 or 5 dogs with us. But I think the whole idea behind it is really cool. There's so many different things you could add to the light Rangers, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. They're fantastic setup and have a bunch of accessories that you can add on, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
My next one, over 100, is a Starlink.
It's over 100.
It's over 100.
That's over 100.
So
That's funny.
yeah. Just being able to, our whole goal of getting out in the outdoors and for vehicular recreation, a lot of outdoor recreationalists, is to get away from society, right? And so my number one rule is go get away from society, but have a way to get back in contact with society if shit happens, right? And so it's your safety line. And the nice thing about a Starlink is not only do you have access to make a phone call or text people once it's up and running, but you can look up repair diagnostics for a vehicle while you're out there. So say you're out there and you're like, shit, my engine's throwing this code. What the hell does that code mean? You can pull it up and figure out, oh, I just have this fuse is probably out here on this circuit. So then you can go look at that fuse and be like, oh yeah, it's out. Or, oh, this circuit's misbehaving. We can look at the relay and start troubleshooting those circuits kind of thing. So repair diagnostics with the Starlink was something that I hadn't anticipated that I had to use it for recently this year. So it was really nice. So you just have the whole world of any kind of information you could ever need, any kind of communication you could ever want. Shit, you can do a video call with one of your buddies who might be a mechanic and be like, here's what's going on, and show them your engine bay and show them stuff, and they can help you walk you through that way. So a lot of different possibilities for it. It's a great, in my opinion, the ultimate safety net right now. So yeah.
I wish this is how Christmas lists actually worked. You would say items over $100 or items over $20.
Right.
Well, I could sure use a new vacation home there in Maine.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, I guess mine's not quite up there, but a little over $100. We'll just go with that. Is the diesel heaters? Those things are freaking awesome.
Oh yeah. What BTUs do you have?
Thousands of BTUs.
All the BTUs.
Don't they rate them in like at BTUs? How do they rate them?
Kilohertz or kilowatts is the power. I don't know on the BTU thing. Let me pull this up real quick. I mean, for like a rooftop tent, it'll burn you out of there. That's why I like it. Like for whenever we go camping, when it's in the teens and stuff. If it's sleeting or snowing, it'll keep your tent nice and dry. I typically run mine about an hour before I go to bed. Sometimes I'll leave it running all night if it's really cold, and then just crack open some windows for that cross breeze. But it is so stinking warm in there. It's comfortable, don't get me wrong, but I have no idea if the BTU ratings, I'm on Amazon right now. I don't see anything that's saying that.
Well, how do they rate them? Because I was looking at them a long time ago, and I found one.
Like a 2 kilowatt, a 5 kilowatt, and an 8 kilowatt, which I think that's how they measure it.
That's what it is.
But it's not measuring heat. That's just. But anyway, these are the Chinese diesel heaters, by the way. And the cool thing about that is you could join. There's a couple Facebook groups designated for the Chinese diesel heaters, and that's what it's called, Chinese diesel heater owners or something. So if you get a code or something, you need questions, you could post pictures, and people up there are really, really helpful on that. So that
nice.
You could get one already like built together for like $130. They're not bad.
Yeah. I think I was looking at an 8 kilowatt, and my friends are like, that's going to destroy you. You're not going to need that much, because I have a small rooftop tent too.
I would suggest a 5. And if you are running it, because I'll port mine through the window and I'll put the duct work as high as it can. And then I'll unzip the zipper, adjacent from that, so that wind will just suck some of that heat out, because it's so much heat, like it's unbearable.
How do those? Anyway. I have questions about those, because I'm super skeptical on them, because I think of them working like a buddy heater, and I hate buddy heaters.
No, they're dry heat. They're not like a condensation heat. So like propane's like a wet heat. Does that make sense? So like this, it really takes out any kind of humidity or any kind of dampness there is.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Doesn't the flame heat an area inside of the mechanism, and then a fan blows across that other container.
Okay.
I know it's safer than a buddy heater because I was a little skeptical whenever I first went, and this was 3 years ago. I've been running them, and I took like a carbon monoxide detector and all this stuff, and I put it in my tent and all this because I was a little paranoid that I was going to sleep too well that night, and I had no issues. And there's tons of people talking about them now. It's like everyone and their brother's got one now. I remember a couple years ago when they were kind of new. Now they're just kind of snowballed. They're convenient.
How much noise do they make?
It's not that loud, so there's like a little pump in there. It just sounds like a little tap, and that can be annoying if you're like a super quiet sleeper. But if you like the white noise and stuff, it's kind of got that nice airflow, not like a turbine, but it's kind of a nice, like a small torpedo heater kind of sound, and it's nice.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. I want to find somebody who has one because I've been curious about them, but I'm still skeptical. Because to me, I'm like, then I've got to carry diesel with me. I've got to carry the extra heater. I've got to carry plumbing to get it up to whatever I'm trying to heat up. And I'm not sure I don't know how much noise it makes. So like, am I going to be bugging everybody else around me in camp?
It's not, it's way quieter than like a generator, like the smallest generator. It's like way quieter than that.
Okay.
And like, as far as diesel fuel, not unless you're going to be at camp for like a week. It doesn't go, like I've got a 10-liter tank and that'll last me like 4 to 5 nights, something crazy. And I used to run kerosene in there because it'd burn a little cleaner. But then like we were in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas last year. I was like, screw it. I need heat. So I just got some diesel somewhere, and I'd never really noticed a difference. Sometimes people complain about it shutting down and get like a diesel smell, but I've rarely ever come across that.
Okay.
Cool.
You'll have to look into those more. I've been diesel heater curious.
I've been as well. Yes. For a little while now.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing your insight on that, Benji. That's pretty rad. My
pleasure.
Next item over $100 is a 10.6 PSI Pro.
Oh, okay.
Do you have that one on your list?
I did have that one on my list.
Oh, well, I'm sure you have another item on your list, so you can skip over that.
I'll scratch that one out too.
Okay. Wink, wink.
Hey, I will tell you this though. Airing up and airing down in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, has blown people's minds.
Nice.
Some of the locals that drive by, they're like, "What is that thing?" I was like, "It's an air compressor."
Yeah.
Well, why? What's it doing? I'm like, it's airing up all 4 tires. Wow. How does it do that? And I'm just like, God. So like, I really blow their minds when I say and I'll go into like full salesman mode. I'll, cliche. I'll be like, slaps the hood kind of mode. I'll be like, you set it to your designated PSI and you just forget about it and you walk away.
Yeah.
And they're just like, get out of town. But anyway.
Well, and since you really enjoy cold weather camping, Benji, it's the
recently I do.
The PSI Pro is fantastic because you can literally set it out there, set it to that pressure, hit go, and then jump back into your truck where it's warm and stay warm until you hear the little compressor start compressing, and then you're like, okay, I got to get back out in the cold now, pack everything back up. But if you match that with the Morflate quad kit, those hoses never freeze, and so it should be able to get back together pretty quickly there. But I looked it up, and I do have a professional about this next to me, but that comes in at $325.
Yep, for the 10.6
PSI Pro.
Yep. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There is the 5.6.
There's a 5.6 PSI Pro. That's $100 less. So it was a $235, I believe. So
nice.
Was that really on your list?
It was, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm like, I don't know. I felt it was actually first on my list. I went with the Starlink first because I'm like, I don't know. It feels like so self advertising.
I agree. I understand that. So why don't you say snail armor?
A snail armor. I would like to get a snail armor, Jimmy.
Oh, I do owe you one.
Yeah, when are you going to come out with one? When are you going to come out with one for the 3rd gen 4Runner?
As soon as the 3rd gen 4Runner gets a tailgate.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what else to do on those.
I don't know. I've looked. I'm like, it'd be cool if he could. No, that wouldn't fit here. That wouldn't work.
I'll build a plate that goes there, and then maybe you can put attach some of those hardcore lights to it so you can have them shining straight down.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think my next one I would have on my list was going to be a camp shower.
Okay.
So something that you can have a heated shower just to rinse off at the end of a long, dirty day would be the way to go. And there's a couple different options out there. There's, the propane ones that are self-sustained. You just throw a little hose into whatever water source you have, and then it'll heat everything up, kind of like a tankless water heater, essentially, for camp. There's other ones out there that are starting to come out with electric heating elements. Different kinds of options out there for heated camp stuff. But the nice thing about that tankless water heater one, I think it's Julka, something like that. You can turn that into a hot tub heating thing as well. Okay. So if you bring a inflatable pool and fill that up from your water source, you can circulate the water in that little pool through the Julka, and you'll create a hot tub.
Nice.
So
I think they're pushing those ads right now because I just saw that the other day. Some chick set up in a creek somewhere and just had this inflatable hot tub. I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my other one would be the heated camp shower. So
nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll go. My last one is no brand specific at all, but if you're going to go out wheeling, you need a winch.
Yeah.
So that would be mine. That would for me in our area, we always say you don't really need traction boards. They're kind of an accessory around here. Now that might be different for other folks somewhere else. Primarily people use them for a leveling block, to level out their tents. That's the only time I really see people. If you can get in a situation where you truly need those, you're going to have a winch anyway. Just pull yourself out. It takes no time. And also, if you're with friends and stuff, I've pulled plenty of people out just from following my friends. Yep. That's why they go first, though.
Yep. I think it was Northridge 4x4 had a sale on worn. Was it the Evo 8K 8,000 pound winches for after mail-in rebate? They were $250.
Wow.
Oh wow.
It was crazy, and I was like, I think somebody fucked up their ordering and they had to run a big sale because they had a massive inventory of them.
What is up with companies doing that lately? Is it to drive website traffic? Because what was Iron Man or somebody 4x4 the other day had an ad or something going, and they refunded everybody their money. And they're like, oh, sorry. It's they screwed up.
Oh, geez.
It's I don't know who that was, but last year another company did that, and it was too good of a deal. Smitty Build, even, I think it was for the rooftop tents for $399.
Oh, geez. Wow.
Wow.
They refunded a ton of people.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. That's people not doing their job, I guess. So yeah.
Yep.
I just told
left the digit out.
I just told the story of the other day where somebody was selling something fairly basic, a $20 little thing, and sold thousands of them. Right. But they knew they didn't have thousands. They were it was on TV ads or something like that. Right. And they sold all these kinds and made a whole bunch of money, but they only had 100 of them. So they sent out the 100. Then they refunded everybody their money, but it was something really provocative and nasty on the check that was the holding company. And so nobody wanted to go to the bank or whatever, a $20 return that made them look bad. So they got to keep all the money.
Oh, no way.
They supposedly they did that. They did that once and they got away with it. And the second time they tried it, they got busted.
Oh, man. That's genius. No, and I thought that you were going to say, yeah, they were drawing all this interest over a weekend or something stupid and then refunded them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Any other $100 items?
Nope, that's all I got.
Over 100. All right, now we're into the fun, unlimited category of whatever the hell is our dream or might be other people's dreams. Oh, Benji just threw 5 pages at us. This is awesome. All right, well, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to say 74 weld portals out there.
Take that one off my list.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just destroying Tyler's list right now. Yeah, those would be so rad to throw on the Tacoma, or even if he made them for Bobcat, that'd be gnarly upgrade for Bobcat. those things are badass. I think they come in about $20,000. And if you haven't seen what portals are or anything like that, I should have wrote down the episode title or one for us, but it wasn't too long ago. You can go listen to Quinn from 74 Weld, the owner of 74 Weld, talk about portals and the importance of them. Mm-hmm. But more or less, it's just a quick little add-on that you throw onto the end of the wheel mounting surface, between the wheel mounting surface and your tire, and it gives you roughly 3 to 3.5 inches of lift right there. So it's
and gear reduction,
and yeah, 22%
gear reduction.
Yeah, gear reduction. So
wow,
so you can throw these on, lifts you up. You can throw bigger tires on, but it does the gear reduction right there for you for the most part as well. So you don't need to re-gear. It's a quick and easy lift, but they are pricey. But if you have a stock vehicle, I still want to do an episode where we take more or less a 3rd gen 4Runner, or excuse me, a 3rd gen Tacoma, and do a portals. How much does portals cost in new wheels or whatever? And then if we wanted to do the equivalent to that
without
doing portals, what would the cost be?
Mm-hmm. Well, but
you're still running like stock suspension, right? Mm-hmm. All that stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So if you have a new vehicle that still has the factory warranty, you maintain your factory warranty on all your suspension stuff and drivetrain stuff.
Yeah.
So there was an interesting thread that popped up on a Facebook group. I don't know which one, but the guy was asking, I really want to do something big with my truck. Should I do portals or should I do RCLT?
Yeah.
And I was like, do portals. I was like, I love Marlin. I love Mike. They do some awesome stuff there. RCLT is a great kit, but your RCLT only takes care of your front end, and all in, you're looking at like 15 grand for RCLT for everything that you really need to do to run just the front end RCLT. That doesn't include re-gearing once you get bigger tires on and having to redo your rear suspension as well. I was like, all in, you're going to be looking at close or more than what portals are in cost to do all that. And so it was kind of like a deep dive discussion with the dude going back and forth about portals versus RCLT. And I was like, I think it really would be less expensive to do the portals than do RCLT because of all the extra stuff you have to do on the rear suspension too. Yeah, it was a fun discussion.
Yeah. Well, let's just take that discussion and just read it on our podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
That's sweet.
Mine then, because I had portals on my list.
Oh, so yours is RCLT.
No, mine is tracks.
I almost cut you off and said something about that. So that's good. That's good that Santa's coming. Oh.
Yeah. Maybe supposedly. Somebody hinted about this.
Uh-huh.
A little too hard.
So Snow Tracks would be next on my list. And I was like, if unlimited category, I would do portals and Snow Tracks. Okay. That's the real way to go.
Yes. That'd be freaking rad.
Yeah. So 136 inch Ruby tracks.
What do those run roughly?
They're about 16,000 delivered.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Mm-hmm. For brand new. Yeah.
So that's cheaper than portals.
It's cheaper than portals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Yep. What do you got, Benji? Can you surpass $20,000 portals?
Mine's just a full brand new build and then everything that consists within. But I was thinking,
how would you
let's
build
fast
it,
forward. It'd be a brand new 4Runner next year, brand new 4Runner.
Okay.
And then just nothing like hardcore, off-roading, but overland buggy with all the bells and whistles, all the good suspension, everything just fully decked out. That's it.
Okay.
We're already at $1 million. And that's
we're done.
with sponsors.
Right. Hashtag overland buggy.
Yeah.
I have another one on my list. It's sort of a pipe dream or wish list item for me. I probably would never, ever happen, but I would love it to outfit to get a Sprinter van and outfit it and turn it into my tow rig. I think that would be, it would solve a bunch of problems. I wouldn't need the Lance life. It would more or less be a Lance life sort of scenario that's happening.
Your van
here.
life.
I would be a massive van life. Yeah. Uh-huh. But they make those so beefy. Mm-hmm. I mean, they get up into, a 1-ton status and you can definitely tow with it. Mm-hmm. And at that point, those are tall enough that it would streamline the Bobcat being stuck behind on a trailer. So it'd be pretty.
It's all for fuel mileage.
Yeah, that's all, right?
I mean, if you're towing with a Lance camper, its fuel mileage is gone anyway. You know, so I think that that's the route that I would go. But man, those things, they're like $100,000 or something like that. That's
crazy.
You can get an E350 Econoline diesel.
And a pop-up roof.
And build a pop-up roof into it. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That'd be fun. I
like van life.
Yeah.
My
next on my list isn't really like unobtainium, right? I figured the portals and the tracks were kind of like pipe dream stuff for most people. This one's actually achievable.
I like how he said most people in there.
So this is a lithium starting battery.
Okay.
And so for your vehicle, for your off-road vehicle, and the reason why I ended up getting one of these for the 4Runner because I didn't know what to do with my batteries. And so I started looking into it. One 100 amp hour lithium starting battery has the same amount of usable power as 4 Optima red tops. And it's half the weight of one red top.
Wow.
And it takes up the same space as one red top. Yeah. So it's a really awesome space saving, weight saving, and you get so much more usable power out of them all. You don't need a dual battery system anymore. And that's kind of the theory, my thought behind it. And I'm kind of, I take my battery jumper with me all the time, every single trip now, because I'm like, I only have one battery now. I don't have the option to then connect them manually and use a spare battery as a jump battery. But out at Barrett Lake, my last trip on Barrett Lake this year, we got in Friday afternoon, and I pretty much had the fridge hooked up to the vehicle, not the Jackery, the whole time. And the fridge was hooked up to the Jackery the whole time. I played music the whole time. I had lights on. I was recharging cell phones. I was recharging the camp light, the Devos, all weekend long. I didn't start the rig until Sunday mid morning to leave, and it started right up, no issues.
Wow.
So I never took a measurement to see what it was at, like the voltage was at in the battery, but it didn't care about running all that stuff all weekend long without recharging it in any way, shape, or form. So, so far it's good. And now I kind of really want to start pushing it and seeing how much I can use it before you kill it. But so far it's been awesome. The only downside to the lithium starting battery is you don't really want to put them in engine bays. They don't handle heat very well. The one that I got handles cold. It has an internal heater on it. So winter camping, if it gets down below freezing, it'll still, I think it's good, and it'll be self-heating down to like -5 or -10 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't like heat, but this one can handle cold, and they're $1,200 for this one battery, which is, if you think about it, it's cheaper than 4 red tops.
Yeah.
So,
honey, we need 4 new red top batteries,
right?
Or we could get one
of these
shiny battery.
Yeah. So anyways, definitely kind of in the unlimited category, but it's something if people are like, you need and you require, because you depend on having a good power source, because a lot of your emergency backup plan, your escape plans, whatever, your communications plan relies on 12 volt power. Maybe it's something worth investing into. So
faux show. Well, mine astronomical. This is the last one I've got for you. It's a new OEM starter for a 5EZE motor, a Toyota OEM starter. Boys, I'm having a hard time starting my truck whenever it's warm.
Really?
I'm having hot start issues. Yep. And I've traced it all the way back to my starter, which is Chinese. And yes, everyone says don't replace your OEM one, just rebuild it. And I was too stubborn to listen because it was caked in a bunch of grease and oil and stuff. So I went out and bought me a O'Reilly brand, had it on the rig for about 6 months. It crapped out, took it back, did the lifetime warranty thing. But I'm going to just get a Toyota battery, or not battery, a starter.
How much is the OEM 5EZE?
I don't know. I imagine they're pretty damn expensive. Probably for a starter, I'm guessing $300-400.
Yeah. That'd be my guess of where it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I've got a couple parts rigs I could probably pull one off of, but man, those are a pain in the butt to get to. You got to take off so much hardware just to get to it. But,
yeah. You know how to solve that problem, right?
How's that?
Solid axle front end.
Yeah. Yeah. Then what?
Portals.
Then portals.
And then Ruby tracks.
Yeah. Then you could stand up under the vehicle to get your starter out.
Oh, I would love that. Absolutely love that.
Kidding? He's as tall as you are. If you were my height, you could stand under it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a challenge.
Well, you can stand under a vehicle if you're just on portals if you're Jimmy's height. So
Hey.
Hey.
I could probably sit up under it.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I hope everybody out there enjoyed our holiday gift guide. There was a whole bunch of items given. So super appreciate you joining us, Benji. Thanks for being here. That was a lot of fun. Why don't you give a shout out to your podcast and how tell people how they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, if you guys want to check out my podcast, we've got a show on Mondays and Thursdays, kind of like these fellers. It's called Budget Overland. Search it. We've also got a Facebook group you guys can join if you're over on Facebook. It's groups/Budget Overland. Feel free to join, and that's about it.
Yeah, Tyler, why don't you tell everybody how they can get a hold of us?
You can do that lots of different ways. We got a voicemail, fun voicemail you guys can call and leave comments on. I'd love to hear what other people's wish lists are for Christmas, right? And it's more fun hearing it from you guys than it is reading it on the podcast or reading it. So I think it's more fun if you guys call in, that we can play your voicemail for everybody else out there to hear. That's 916-345-4744. I'm also curious what kind of Black Friday deals people got for off-roading stuff. What kind of deals were people able to find out there? So yeah, call those in. Let us know. You can also email us, Tyler or Jimmy at snailtrail4x4.com. There's also Instagram at snailtrail4x4 and 4x4 Toyota Tyler. So that's how you get a hold of us, man.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. Final words. It's that time of the episode. So we'll start with Jimmy. Jimmy, final words for everybody out there.
I think everybody should have a good cooking set. I don't know what those are priced at. It was something that I was thinking about as an item, but some good pots and pans, something that either compacts down if you need to save the space, or just a good pots and pans that don't compact down if you throw them in a tote like me.
Mm-hmm. Stoneware. That's all I'm going to say. Benji, any final words for everybody out there for today's episode?
Yeah, guys, make sure you check your Nana's brownies this coming up Thanksgiving. She may not like you that much, or she may love you.
Get special brownies?
Check them out. Maybe.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling.